Schnibbelt.
Hey guys, welcome back to Draw and Talk. Let's hope you can't hear the ambient main street noises, cause it's sort of like 10:30 in the morning on Friday, and there's birds and cars, and if you live on a main road, then you know the deal, they don't really go away. But I really need to record this, so, you know. And I could, wait until later today, but I kinda haven't slept yet, so, I'll probably sleep through the time that I could record things, and that's just problems all around. And actually, speaking of problems, I feel like this week had a lot of downer moments, but there's also some high moments, kind of hard to explain. But I guess I'll start with the heating situation. Well, basically, so it got super cold this past week. Like, very cold. And, our heater broke again, so we had to get it fixed again. But this time, the guys who came out to fix it, they had to do something where, the fan stays on, even when the heater is not going. So I'm, getting constant cool air blown into my room, which I initially felt was better than being super frozen cold from broken heating, because we had to spend a night without the heating, which actually we had gotten space heaters so that we could go the night with the coldness. But despite this, it was still super cold everywhere. I couldn't really actually have a heater in my room because the power in my room is not powerful enough. So I ended up sleeping downstairs. There was a space heater down there, which was, good and all, but sleeping down there, I mean, it's kind of like a wide open space. The walls are really thin, not much insulation. And the only reason I know that there's not much insulation is that we replaced some of the walls in the living room once, and there was just zero insulation. So, we put some in some years ago. I think in 2011 we put insulation in, after living in this house for 11 years. We put insulation in that year. But, not in, the whole house. It's not in the whole leveling of the house. So, long story short, downstairs was very cold, even with a space heater. I literally covered myself head to toe with, 2 blankets, and I was, wearing a hoodie with the hood on, and at one point I wore 2 pairs of pants. It was a thing. Kind of fun / funny. Not at the time, but thinking back on it, I'm like, that was kind of funny. What's not funny, though, is that we're supposed to be getting a new heating system, which, you would think would be good, and it would be good and all, but it's sort of like, the endings of winter. We already went most of the winter. The house is very old, 100 years old, so a lot of stuff wrong with it, and I feel like, a new heating system is just like putting a little shiny bow on a pile of dirt. So, and it's gonna be very expensive, and I'm worrying about are we gonna we're gonna be broke again? But yeah, so basically, a lot of downer thoughts this week. So much so that I, talked a lot about, I guess, just not happy stuff that I've experienced with my friends. I told them about the stuff. Not all of it, obviously. That would take a long time. But, I hinted at it and all that stuff, which was kind of relieving. Venting is, it can be relieving, but it can also be nerve-wracking. It's like, oh no, I said too much. But, good things came of it, and, it felt very good that my friends cared. Anyway, so, just a lot of stuff happened. A lot of good, a lot of bad. A lot of good being on the side of wow, I have some great people that I know, some great friends who are very nice and listen to me when I talk about stuff, which I don't do very often because, I don't know, I just don't like to. Basically, I feel like if I got into it too much, then all I would ever do is talk about my problems. And I think you guys who watch Drawn Talks, I think you know by now that I try to stay looking / talking about the positive side. I want to try to focus on something else, just for a little bit, Anyway, so I talked a long time about unhappy things. And all you've been seeing has been a happy thing on screen, which is a new drawing / I guess it's a new reference sheet of Will from Jane Unshaken. And, you know, I hadn't really drawn a good picture of him since literally 2015. You know, I am proud. I am proud of how far I've come. He looks, I don't know, way better. It's set up really well, and I don't know. I'm really proud of how it came out. I don't even want to show you how he used to look in his old reference. It feels like it wasn't all that long ago when I drew it, but it's just so ugly. And now this one is all nice and shiny. I just love it, because I love this character very much. And I guess, you know, I haven't really talked about him. His name is Will Buckley. He has the power of, like, super strength / endurance. He grew up on a farm. He's a farm boy, and he's a very good boy. It's just that he happens to find himself on the antagonist side of Jane Unshaken. But he's a very, very good boy, I swear. It's just that, you know, he was, like, caught up in, like, oh, I need to get this job, and it's like, oh, suddenly this lady is offering me this job that I can do because I'm strong, and I can do it, and my parents are going to be so proud of me that I'm going to go off and do this job, and, oh, I can't let them down. What's this? This job is slightly illegal? But I already told my parents that I have this job and it's great, and they're so proud of me, so I'm just going to keep doing this for a while, and, you know, try not to do anything too bad. So that's basically the situation Will finds himself in. He tries his best, it's just he's not very bright. But I love him, and, you know, many people love him. And by many people, I mean a lot of my friends. He seems to be a favorite among, you know, a select few. And that's, you know, just great to... It's a great feeling to just post a picture of a character that, you know, people don't know too much about. He doesn't show up very often in my drawings, and they're just, like, all about him, and I'm like, yas, give my good boy that love, because he deserves it. I swear he does. He is a good boy. He's just on the antag side. You know, he's not a bad guy. He's just not on a protag side. Not yet, anyway. Maybe someday. I don't know. I mean, I don't know the future of Jane Unshaken. It's not like it's my story and I've been writing it. But yeah. So that's basically this whole drawn talk is just me drawing Will. I guess I'll talk about the poses. The main pose of him standing there is basically him most of the time, where he's just like, yeah, I'm here and I'm doing this stuff, and I mean, I guess I'm doing my job. It's basically his sort of awkward but trying to be optimistic. And then on the top right is him with, like, a couple of cups of coffee. And basically Will is an intern. That's how he functions pretty much in this, on the antagonist side, at least for Cam, who is, like, his technical partner. But yeah, he's often sent out to get food. Cam loves food, so, you know, it's a great way to get through to her. I mean, I know it's kind of his job, but at the same time, they're becoming friends because he's gets her food, and she, you know, she just eats it up. And then in the last one that I did, I think it was the last one that I did, is the bottom right. It's basically him with a thumbs up pose, and again, that's like his general optimistic attitude where he's like, you know, it's like, it's all okay, I'm doing good, you're doing good, it's all good. You know, sometimes he's feeling dull enough that he believes it that day. So, you know, anyway, he's a good boy. That was this week's Drawn Talk. Sorry I got a little negative there, you know, earlier. But, I think the presence of Will on screen balanced it out. And that's okay, you know, it's all fine. You know, sometimes we have some downer weeks, and that's okay. But this next week will be a good week. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a great week.